All stories are about success, and nobody gets to the top without spending some time at the bottom. Hi, I'm Dave Ross in for Paula Howley, and this is Rock Bottom Stories. Today's guest knows that life can change in an instant. He went through a life-changing that was almost a life-ending event and turned his life around. Please welcome my friend Rafiq and me for Rock Bottom Stories. It's something new and all about you. Welcome to Rock Bottom Stories, episode 11.
Wow, we hit 11. That's great. That's great. Awesome. And thank you for reminding us, Dave, about being successful and going all the way through to reach the 11th episode.
11th episode. And it's all because of you, the listeners, the viewers, our friends on Facebook, our followers on YouTube. You have made our show successful even as it's growing. Thank you so much.
And definitely, you know what, Dave, it gives us the inspiration because maybe someone thought that, hey, you know what, Rock Bottom Stories is maybe about a few stories out there, and then that's it. But the truth is, you and I know this, Dave, that each and every one of us has our own rock bottom stories.
Yes, we all do. And Rafiq, when we were talking, one of us soon may share our own rock bottom story. So stay tuned. You might hear
exactly. We've been saving the best for last, right, Dave?
Yes. But Rafiq, who do we have today?
All right, Dave, we have a very interesting guest today, and I am so inspired meeting this gentleman. And the reason I'm inspired is not because he brings a wealth of experience with him, and he's definitely not as old as me and you, Dave. The inspiring part about this gentleman is that he bounced back from his rock bottom, and he's just 21 years old.
Wow. Amazing maturity and insight for someone so young.
Let's find out a little more about our guest.
Okay. And this is our guest, Tabrias Wilson. Tabrias, how are you?
I'm doing awesome. How are you guys doing today? I really appreciate the opportunity to tell you guys what I have to say. So thanks for having me. How are you guys doing today?
Awesome, Tabrias. It's a pleasure to have you, and it's a pleasure to have all our guests who show the courage to come forward and share their inspiring stories with us and with our viewers. Thank you, Tabrias. And just before you joined us, Tabrias, we had a very quick peek at your life, a few of your moments, your pictures, and your family, but we would like to hear something about yourself from you.
Well, my name is Tabrias Wilson. I'm 21 years old. I'm from Oklahoma City, born and raised. And I know that life is hard and it's been through the ringer on my end. So I have a dream that I want to be a motivational speaker and change the world for the better. And that's what I'm doing here today.
Well,
Wow.
tell us a little bit about your background. What are you doing now? What is your life like now?
Well, my background, it came, pretty rough background, I guess you could say. Not the best home. Not good school systems. I actually grew up getting in a lot of fights and getting in a lot of trouble, and it kind of followed me until I learned my lesson. And I was running the streets. I had a real bad drug addiction for a while, and I learned from it now. Now I have my dreams of being a motivational speaker. Um, I'm living and I have mentored a couple kids myself. Now I'm working to get my GED so I can finish schooling and continue to live on my dream on speaking. So that's what I'm doing now.
Wow, motivational speaking, amazing, Tabrias. And you mentioned that you've had some rough times, but I want to know, and our viewers would like to know about your family. Tell us something about your family.
Oh well, my family is the best. I have a little brother. His name is Legend. My little sister Shaylin, and an older brother. His name is Timothy. My mom and dad, they're all great. My mom's name is Sonny Wilson. Dad's name is Tim Wilson. And they're a great support system for me through everything that we've been through in life. And I think everybody should have their family to fall back on. And I'm happy to say that I most definitely do. Through the hard times, through the good times, and through even just the okay times. So that's my family.
It's awesome that you have a family that supports you, that's with you, as you said, through the okay times, through the not so okay times, and they've been with you through this entire journey. There was never a period of time where you removed yourself from their influence, or where that influence was difficult.
Well, yeah, around my 15 or 16, years old, I wanted to start branching off, trying to do my own thing in life. And but around that time also, I started falling into bad drug addiction, and I was taking Xanax, and they got the best of me. It got to the point where kind of nobody knew me anymore, and I had to really look at myself in the mirror and fix that picture. So I started going to classes. I I'm not taking anything anymore. I take UAs to clear that, and now I'm healthy living. I actually go on runs all the time. I read a lot. I hang out with my little brother. He plays football, and he's just a beast. So I'm a family guy.
Tabrias, you definitely are a young man, and you seem healthy and energetic, and you seem full of life right now. But I would want you to take us through those times which you mentioned were rough, and most probably those moments which were your rock bottom moments, Tabrias.
Well, I know most definitely my rock bottom moment was whenever I was 16 years old. Um, okay, so let me start it like this. I was getting in a bunch of trouble before. I went to a boot camp called Thunderbird Youth Academy, and as soon as I got out of there, I was at the strongest point in my life, strongest that I've ever been, healthy and mentally, and but I wasn't using it for any good. As soon as I got done with that, I got out, wanting to get in fights with people, and it just led me to a bunch of trouble. And whenever I was 16, me and my brother were actually shot. We were in the house and we were, dealing and running the streets at the time, living the crazy young style life. And a guy had came over asking for some bud, and we let him in and we sold it to him. And he pulled a gun out and tried to rob us. And I had a gun on my hip at the time, and I tried to shoot this cat, and he got me first. So he he shot me in the ear, and it went directly through, and it stopped at the back of my neck, and it clipped my spinal cord, and the one went directly in the center of my chest, and then went down, and it stopped by my spine as well, and it's still there, today. And another one went in my leg, and it nicked my artery, and that was a pretty crazy time in life because it was 10 days before my birthday. I had to spend my birthday in the hospital. Um, I was young. I didn't know, what was really going on. It kind of felt like a movie, and it kind of just didn't seem real. When my brother, he saved my life. He fought the guy off while he was shooting, and he shot my brother in the shoulder one time. But my brother defended him off, and he saved my life that day. The ambulance came, took me to the hospital, and I kind of blacked out after that. But before I woke up, they said I was unconscious for hours, and whenever I woke up, before I woke up, I feel like I said my goodbyes. I'm told the world, I'm thankful that I'm here and I could help y'all in any way that I could, and I'm sorry for all those that I couldn't help. And as soon as I said it, I woke up and I looked down at my stomach, and I had 32 staples in my stomach. And first words that came out of my mouth was, "I'm okay." And I knew it since then. The doctors are still telling me, "I don't know how you're alive. You're a miracle. Paralyzed from the neck down." But I'm none of those things. I'm strong and I'm healthy, and I'm living my best life. So now I'm living to be a motivational speaker, and change all the negative that I put into this world, and change that for a positive outlet, and change as many lives on the way that I can. So that's my story. That's my rock bottom.
Tabrias, first of all, you should be dead. You should be dead, or at least paralyzed. When you talked about those injuries, that is the most amazing thing I've ever heard someone say about injuries to that extent, to recover to the level you had. But before we get into that, there is just one footnote to add. We have an international audience, and I'm not certain that everybody fully understood what you were saying. You said selling bud. Now, I understand that to mean you were selling marijuana. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now this is what is particularly ironic about that, is that probably if this was to happen today, it would not have been a huge crime, maybe not involved at that level, because in many...
I don't even think that was the case. It was only 2 grams, which is only a little bitty amount. So I think all of that for just a little bitty amount of marijuana, is a little excessive. But I always take it as a learning lesson in life, and a lesson to keep my eyes open and to stay positive, because there's so much negative in this world. If we let it pull us down, then of course it's gonna win. But I refuse to let all this negative in my life decide my fate. So I take all my negative outlooks and I turn them into positive, and I believe that this is a big one that changed my life, and I'm using it to change other lives, because I know that this is not the end, and I'm tired of seeing, negative in this world. I'm here to take that out.
So when you were lying in the bed at the hospital and you found those staples in you, you said you were okay, but did you really feel that you were okay, or were you thinking...
I knew it 100%. I didn't know exactly what was going on at the time. I didn't know how bad my wounds were. They cut my stomach open all the way down, and I had bullets still in me still, and I didn't know how bad it was. I had tubes hanging all out my stomach and in my nose and down my throat, and IVs all in my body, and I just felt okay. And I had to go through therapy to walk again, and that was pretty hard, but it was only hard for a couple of days, because I knew I was gonna do it, and I felt strongly that God gave me another chance at life. So I didn't question it. I just ran with it, and I knew for 100%. And the day after, I took a picture in the mirror, and I was with all my staples in my stomach, and I had a neck brace and all the tubes hanging out of me, and it was life changing, and I just knew I was okay though.
Tabrias, I don't know if this is the right question to ask you, but I'm sure someone out there is probably wanting to ask the same question. Maybe for you, it was just marijuana that you were actually involved in. But there are definitely other young men and women out there who are also probably, if not using it, but at least selling other drugs which are way more dangerous and way more addictive than marijuana. What is it that keeps these young men and women uh, keeps pushing them in that direction? Is it the high of the drugs, or is it poverty, or is it the chance of getting rich overnight? What is it, Tabrius? What do you
I
think?
mean, most definitely, it is all three. It's all the above. I know a lot of these people, and we're all just looking for an outlet in life. We're all just trying to find something better than what we got now. And with fast money, it can give you a lot of cool things. It can give you materialistic things, and that sounds nice to everybody. Everybody wants a new car. Everybody wants a new house, and everybody wants to say they're living that lavish lifestyle. And the drugs, that's a whole different story because you can sell them or you can do them, and doing them is it's no better because that will it's killing your life, and there's no getting that back. Um, but people seeing the big picture that there's more to life out there, that there's a better way than sitting back and trying to take these drugs to overcome your struggles, because I know that they're hard, but it was a struggle to overcome, and people use these drugs as an outlet, but there's a better way. And yeah, there people want to get that fashion life, so I believe it's all three.
Did you come to this understanding of a better way, a better life immediately when you woke up in the hospital bed, or was there a process? Did you find times you wanted to go back to it? How was it for you?
Well, yes, sir. It was definitely a process. Nothing comes easy overnight, and it wasn't an easy process at all. Um, Overcoming all my addiction and getting out the game and everything, it takes a toll on you, because once you're so far into it, then people just start to depend on you. And let me say that. And that was the wrong image that I wasn't trying to have. And whenever I finally realized that, it took me years to finally get people to understand that that's not the man who I am anymore. And I had to get rid of everything. I had to stop hanging around everybody. I had to stop, going to the same spots that I used to hang at. I had all the little stuff I do if you don't want to be part of it anymore. And I was willing to take those chances, but it took a long time. And it's not easy because, like Ezekiel said before, is it the fame and the money? Well, yeah. If you're going through a hard time in life, you don't necessarily have the money to take care of yourself, and you can get it by being on the streets. Then you're probably gonna do that because your stomach doesn't like being hungry. Your bills don't care if you're late on them and you got to pay them. So I definitely understand where these people are coming from, but it took a lot. I was willing to give up all that. I went from making a bunch of money a night to making $0 a night, and all I could pull out was pocket rent. And I was broke for a very long time, and it was very worth it. And I learned how to go get a job. I learned how to fill out applications. I learned how to vote. I learned how to go get what I want in life. I learned I got me a car. I learned how to go get everything the right way, and it makes me feel 10 times better.
Wow. Uh, Tabrius, definitely you're an inspired individual, and I can see that in your words. I can feel that in your words. You did mention about your brother as well, who also had to go through the same process. Did you help him out, or did he just follow your lead?
Well, he kind of take his own outlet. He's a very hardworking man, and he just had a little girl, and he's having another little boy now. And he's been taking care of his family, so we haven't had much time for him to um really worry. We haven't had time to worry about it. We don't dwell on the past. We keep moving forward and we go for the best in life. And so he has helped me, and my support definitely as growing and knowing that everything is okay. And I kind of just do the same for him whenever I can. It's an equal thing. Um, he has my back, and I know that 100%, and I have his, and he knows that 100%. And whenever we need to talk to each other, we can.
Do you feel that it was hard for you to say goodbye to your gang friends? Once you're in a gang, I understand it's very hard to leave a gang. So how did you do that? You said you had to get whole new friends, a whole new world. How did you do that?
Hey, well, first, I was never a real gangbanger. That I believe is a completely different thing. All I try to do is sell drugs, and at a point in time, I was hanging around these people, and you know, if you want to live your life, how can you let somebody else tell you how to live it? And I believe that nobody can tell me how to live mine unless they're trying to help me. And I don't. You just can't leave people an option sometimes. So my friends, I feel if they were really my friends, then they would let me go live my life. And if they're not my friends and they don't feel comfortable about that, then I probably shouldn't have them around anyways.
Tabrias, you told us about your aspirations and your what you do right now, which is you want to be a motivational speaker. We want to know a little bit more about that. What have you been doing towards that dream, that goal, and how are you involved in this? And what do you usually talk about in your motivational talks?
It's pretty exciting. It's new. I haven't been on stage or talked in front of a big crowd or anything like that. I'm not a big fancy guy or anything. But how I try to do it is whenever I see somebody who needs a helping hand, I feel it's my job that I can help them. If I can, then I will. And I've mentored a couple kids, my nephews, my little brother, other kids that I've just met at stores, and I've mentored them, and try to just be a helping hand everywhere I go if it's just opening the door for you. So my goal is to be on stage by the end of this year and to get in front of a crowd and share my story and share the message that everything that happens in life is for a purpose, and that what doesn't make you or what doesn't break you, it makes you. Everything that's going on in life and being positive through it all. So that's kind of what I got going on right now from my motivational speaker.
Well, what is your message for a young person who is as you were? What would you tell him or her?
I'll tell them, that don't stick to one thing. You have to go experience the life, the beauty in the world. Um, once you get accustomed to your surroundings, then it's hard to leave that surrounding. But once you go see all the beautiful things that you really want to go live and do around this world, then it's a lot easier to make up a decision on what you want to do with your life. So if you really want to do something positive for your life, then I suggest that you go see what's out there. Just go and explore. Understand that that life isn't limiting you or anybody else. That's my message.
Wow, Tabrias, definitely very inspiring to see a young gentleman like you not just coming out of your rock bottom, but coming out of it a changed person, a positive person, an inspiring person. And you definitely have a long way ahead of you. And you definitely have a bright future as a motivational speaker. And if there's anything me and Dave can do to help you with that, we would love to do it. And it is definitely our pleasure to hear such inspiring words from a young gentleman like you. We wish you all the best, Tabrias, and you've come out of something which very few people do. Because as I was telling you, the easy way or the fast route towards getting rich, the fast route towards getting all the things that you want to get in life can always be tempting,
Yes,
but the hard way is which is the challenging one, which you have chosen. Thank you for that, Tabrias.
thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it very much.
This has been a very inspiring talk, and I'm certain that your message will ring true in the ears of young people who need to hear it. So again, just as Rafiq said, any way either of us can help you out, let us know. We're very proud and honored that you came to Rock Bottom Stories today. Thank you.
Well, yes, sir. Thank you guys for having me. I very much appreciate the opportunity to share my story and, possibly change a life while I'm at it. So this is my goal. This is my dream. This is my vision, and I'm going to keep moving forward. Well, you guys have a good evening, and I appreciate this opportunity once again.
All right.
All right. Goodbye.
Thank you so
Tabrias.
much. Bye now.
Bye.
And that was our guest, Tabrias Wilson. Thank you
It's
so much.
always a pleasure. It's always a pleasure of you, Dave, and myself to have guests and just bringing us and reminding us again that inspiration can come from stories, not just from people who have been there years and who've gained wisdom and experience, but also from someone as young as Tabrias, just 21 years old.
He's an amazing young man, and I think all of us can profit from his wisdom at that early age. And all of us on Rock Bottom Stories have profited from your viewing, your listening, your following, and your likes.
Definitely. And Dave, as I was mentioning in our last episode, we've taken a step forward. Although it's a small step of reaching our milestone of 100 subscribers on YouTube, and a slightly, I would say, a slightly better step when it comes to our Facebook followers, where we've reached 600 plus. But Dave, we're not stopping there, are we?
No, this is just the beginning, folks. Just the beginning. And the fact that you're here now means that you were at our very beginnings episodes.
Exactly. And we are expecting that if you haven't done so already, we would encourage you to subscribe, like, share, comment, and most importantly, share your rock bottom story with us, because perhaps you can be our guest on our next episode. Right, Dave?
That's right. We're always looking for rock bottom stories, and remember, we are listening.
Exactly. So until next time, stay blessed.
And stay inspired, everyone. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye now.
Thanks for listening to Rock Bottom Stories. Do you have a rock bottom story you'd like to share with Rafiq and Dave? Visit our Facebook page, Rock Bottom Stories, and tell us about it. Don't forget to like and share our page, and listen next time. I'm Paula Howley for Rock Bottom Stories. It's something new, and it's all about you.